Hello, and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Today's video is the life and legacy of Queen Anne. Let's start right from the beginning. Here you see on screen Queen Anne's father, who was the son of Charles I and was Duke of York during the reign of Charles II, and who would later go on to become King James II. Now let's talk a little more about Queen Anne's family. As we've said, James II, then Prince James, was Queen Anne's father, but James II was married to a woman called Anne Hyde, who was the Duchess of York, the wife of James II, and the mother of Queen Anne. And not long after being married, Queen Anne was born at 11:39 p.m. on the 6th of February 1665. Queen Anne was born and raised in St James's Palace in London, the current residence of Princess Beatrice. This was an enormous building with huge grounds, just fit for a future queen. Now, Queen Anne did have a recurring eye problem, and for some of her childhood, she spent time living in France, getting specialist help for her eye. And right at the end of her childhood, she met Prince George of Denmark. Prince George of Denmark then married Queen Anne in 1683, when Queen Anne was aged only 18. The two were happily married and lived in London in St James's Palace. In 1685, Queen Anne's uncle, Charles II, died. Queen Anne's father then became King James II, meaning Anne was one step closer to the throne. Although James II had a lot of children, his firstborn was Prince Charles, Princess Mary was his secondborn, Prince James was his thirdborn, and Princess Anne was the fourth in line to the throne. James II was a Catholic, and because of this, only 2 years into his reign, he was deposed in the Glorious Revolution of 1688. Due to religious reasons, the throne was not passed to Charles, but rather James's second child, Mary, now Mary II. Although Mary II was a co-monarch who shared the throne with William of Orange or William III. Mary II died in 1694, so William III, ruled alone until his death in 1702. And by this time, Prince James was dead, so next in line to the throne was Queen Anne. Queen Anne became queen on the 8th of March 1702, and her coronation was on the 23rd of April the same year of 1702. Queen Anne had 12 children, but sadly, all but one of them died at birth. The surviving child was Prince William, although, in tragedy, he died aged only 11. We will come back to the line of succession, but what did Queen Anne get up to in her years as queen? Queen Anne was immediately popular due to her reputation and her first speech as monarch, and this is the speech. "As I know my heart to be entirely English, I can very sincerely assure you, there is not anything you can expect or desire from me which I shall not be ready to do for the happiness and prosperity of England." Queen Anne was popular at the time, and also famed by historians for the Act of Union in 1707. This meant that Scotland, England and Wales were united under one monarchy, government and currency. Queen Anne was the first monarch of Great Britain, or the United Kingdom as it became known. As for government, at that time there were no prime ministers, rather just political parties. Queen Anne had great parliamentary power and favoured the Tory party at the time. Important things were also happening overseas, specifically Queen Anne's War. This was a territorial dispute over claims in the newfound lands of America. The war lasted from 1702 to 1713, and it was between the French and the Spanish versus the English. But after the Act of Union, it was the French and Spanish versus Great Britain, or the United Kingdom. The outcome was a total British victory. Britain, under Queen Anne, achieved ownership of all the desired colonial territories, the destruction of lots of enemy vessels, and millions of pounds worth of gold and silver plundered from the Spanish and French ships during the fights. Lastly, we will discuss Queen Anne's overhaul of coinage for the newly formed United Kingdom, bringing Scottish currency into line with the English currency. She appointed Sir Isaac Newton as Master of the Mint to do this. Isaac Newton made the most secure and precise coins in the world. The Royal Mint became the world's leading mint. The precious metal captured during Queen Anne's War from the Spanish and French was used for this coinage, and here we see a shilling from the reign of Queen Anne featuring her portrait on the obverse. Queen Anne had been troubled with ill health on and off throughout her life though, and on the 1st of August in 1714, Queen Anne died, aged 49, after reigning for 12 years. 12 years which saw lots of change. Her successor was her cousin, George I, and due to Queen Anne's achievements, he would become the first king of Great Britain. Please comment down below any additional Queen Anne facts you may have so we can spread more knowledge. But please subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we are very grateful for everyone who does. Thank you for watching, as always, and we hope to see you again for another Bits and Bobs video. Bye!